Okay, what's up guys? So I'm doing a little brake job on the truck, getting the hands a little dirty, filming on the GoPro, but I'm replacing this caliper basically because I've noticed that I've lost a lot of forward motion in the truck, and when I replaced my pads, all the pads are new. When I replaced the pads, I replaced the caliper on the passenger side, but I didn't do the driver's side. Technically, you're really supposed to do both of them when you replace them. I didn't have the money for it, so I just didn't do it. Anyhow, I don't know if we'll be able to see in here, but most of my pad is rubbing on my rotor. So no wonder I've lost so much power and so much forward motion, is because I'm being stopped by my own brakes when the brakes aren't even applied. So that's great. So yeah, I'm going to go grab a new caliper and get that done. Another thing, I took off my wheel, and I love Anthem to death. They've been really great, but I don't know if this is normal. Basically, on all the bolts on the outside, they've kind of I don't know if the heat's melted the wheel and exposed them, but all these little bolts, those little holes back there, I'm not really quite sure if that's supposed to be there. I guess I'll have to contact Anthem about that, but anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get this brake job done, and hopefully this video is going to turn out pretty well. I'm not used to using the GoPro because I can't see what I'm filming. Added some spikes to my bolts up front on my cross member, so I thought I could use a little something up there, so I put that there. But anyway, gonna do this brake job, and we'll see if we can get back to you, see what happens. Okay, caliper off, and it was on there extremely tight. It was pretty well clamped down to the rotor here, and I mean the rotor's rubbed smooth. There's definitely nothing. I don't think anything wrong with the rotor, but my pads, these pads are only a couple months old now. I think I changed them back in February, but this is what happened because that caliper was really tight on there. It took me a little bit to get it off. I had to use a hammer. Usually I could just pull them off by hand, but this time I had to kind of pound it off by the hammer. So I'm going to get this changed out, get the new one back on there, and hopefully everything will be good to go. Stay tuned. Okay, so by the time I went ahead and got the caliper and the pads off, the pads are in rough shape. I don't understand why they're wearing so weird. These are the pads from the driver's side. These are the pads from the passenger side where the stuck caliper is. So side. This is a new caliper. This caliper is only a couple months old. Despite the way it looks, obviously you can't get a good caliper from a regular parts store. So I don't know about that, but yeah, that's what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and just get my pads warrantied out just because they are kind of defective. The caliper, which came gray, it was painted gray and it was nice, and now it's all rusted and nasty and dirty. I don't know how people keep their stuff clean as far as their brakes go, but one of these days I'll get some nice upgrades. Anyway, so I'm going to go grab some new parts and get them thrown on here. We'll see you then. I had to replace both of the pads, both sets of pads on each side, and put that new caliper on. Everything's all back together now. Hopefully everything will work well. I'm going to take it on a test drive here in a second, but pretty easy replacement.